Hello, dear viewers. I had a lab today, which all I really did was mix up colorless, boring solutions, and then stick them in a machine to shine light on them very scientifically. I mean, anyone could just do this thing with the lamp pointed at my face, but it takes very special equipment to say, I shall shine precisely this kind of light at it, and then I'm going to see what happens. And then you goes through, I think, wavelengths between 200 and 400 nanometers, and you actually learn quite a lot from this if you know exactly how to read it. It's just a wavy little line. No, I'm not gonna get it. I might show it to you on the day I'm actually doing the report, which should be, let's see, it's due next Tuesday, so probably late Monday night. Right. The first thing I want to talk about is how Americans have difficulty letting anything go. Firstly, September 11th, 2001 was, let's see, 2009 minus 2000. What's the minus of 9 and 1? 8. Right. It happened over 8 years ago, and airport security is still hell. Secondly, my dad recently went to Washington, D.C. for a business trip, and he was almost arrested for having a book of matches in his pocket. Who knew they still remember the War of 1812 down there? Seriously, it's not like we're going to burn the White House again. Although, does anyone remember what color originally it was? Because, I don't know, it was pretty flames, and then this would probably get me flagged and lose me both of my American viewers. But it's something you guys just don't want to admit. You actually, the War of 1812 was at best a draw. The Battle of New Orleans happened afterwards, and so it doesn't count. Also, apparently today in lab, this is completely off topic. Well, it was on the earlier topic, not on the last one. And now this isn't really a topic at all, is it? Anyway, today in lab, I handled a piece of equipment about, let's see what size, what's an accurate, I don't have anything at my desk. It's about the size of one of these batteries, right? Except it was made of quartz, it was square, and apparently it's worth $500. So if you drop the thing, apparently that you were threatened no marks for the entire lab. And everyone knows the M word. You absolutely have to have them. They're important. Right. Let's see. And I learned a couple of lessons today in lab. Firstly, do not leave your lab notebook by the sink. This is only slightly less good for it than dropping it in a bathtub full of water. So, because people are like, oh, I'm going to splatter a lab notebook. Oh, hey, dry my hands off of the lab notebook. That's my fucking lab notebook. I keep my notes in that. I want to be able to read it. Oh, sorry. Right? The other silly thing is that apparently most chemists don't know how to wash Sharpie off of glass. Now, here's the thing. Chemistry is the study of matter and its interactions with all other matter. Now, not knowing how to wash Sharpie off of glass for a chemist is like someone who's been a conductor at a famous orchestra for the last 10 years suddenly not knowing what F sharp sounds like. Seriously. It's that screwed up. All it takes is a little bit of acetone, and then it washes most of it off, and whatever's left is water soluble. So, seriously, don't leave Sharpie on the flask, because I have to label it. The reason to use Sharpie, because it stays on the flask long enough for you to read it and go, this is this sample, that sample, blah, 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 blah. But, of course, if you can't read it because everyone else has written on it and forgot to wash it off, then you are screwed. Now, Chaco Culture National Historical Park is United States National Historical Park, hosting the densest and most exceptional concentration of pueblos in the American Southwest. This being today's featured Wikipedia article. It's located in the arid and inhospitable Four Corners region of New Mexico, a remote canyon cut by the Chaco Wash. I've been to New Mexico. It's actually kind of pretty. I know this is a bit counterintuitive, but I like places in the absolute extremes. I like it really fucking cold. You know, like this deep in snow, blizzard constantly, about minus 20, over cloud, I mean not blizzard constantly, maybe flurry constantly, and I'm like minus 20 degrees and thick cloud cover. Or, on the other hand, deserts are pretty. Now, Houston isn't quite in the extreme, which is why I don't like it, because it's warm, it's actually a bit over warm, and it's also extremely humid, so, bleh. But the deserts are pretty. I was in Arizona once, and as long as you don't walk around barefoot, you're fine. And if you do walk around barefoot, what I recommend is take a bottle of water and you splash yourself a path. This is what my sister and I did one time. We were in Phoenix for our Mensa annual gathering, and we didn't have flip-flops, so we were trying to get from the pool back to our room in about 3 in the afternoon when the sun was still baking the concrete. So we're like, hey, how are we gonna get across the water? And then how are we gonna cross the concrete? We can just run really fast? No, we're gonna have our feet burnt. And hey, wait a sec, we're supposed to be smart. We're at a Mensa gathering. Here's an idea. And then he asked the guy at the room and said, hey, can I have like 3 cups of water? Sure, why? Oh, you'll see. So then you splash the water on the concrete, it cools it right off, and then you can, because water is basically negative energy if you want to think about it thermodynamically, then you walk across without getting your feet burnt. So that's a very important thing to remember. And this is something I thought up when I was, how old? Well, quite young, point being. I think I was in grade 6 or 7. Now, remember this, dear viewers. Actually, it's sort of my personal mantra, considering my sleeping disorder and all the stuff I have to do and how I have to keep my brain working. It is by caffeine alone I set my mind in motion. It is by the leaves of tea that thoughts acquire speed, the hands acquire shakes, the shakes become a warning. It is by caffeine alone I set my mind in motion. Good day.